Hi, I'm Jake, 41, and the night my wife brought her affair partner to our daughter's dance recital was the moment I realized my marriage was already over. I just didn't know it yet. I'm standing in the lobby of the Riverside Dance Academy, clutching a crumpled program and pretending I'm calm, when I see them. My wife, Emily. And him. Not holding hands. Not touching. Just close enough to lie without words. The kind of close you only notice when you've been married long enough to feel shifts in the air instead of seeing them. At first, I tell myself I'm being paranoid. That's become a habit lately. Every time I've questioned her late nights, the new workout routine, the phone that never leaves her hand, she smiled like I'm adorable for worrying. You're imagining things, Jake. You're stressed. Work's getting to you. Funny how gaslighting always sounds like concern. But this isn't stress. This is instinct. Emily laughs at something he says. It's not a big laugh. Just a soft one. Familiar. Intimate. The kind she used to say for me back when we still ate dinner together instead of scrolling in silence. My stomach tightens. Then I notice he's watching the same door I am, the one the kids will burst through after the recital. Waiting. Expecting. That's when it hits me. He's not here for Emily. He's here for a kid. A little girl comes running out, hair slicked back, costume glitter still clinging to her cheeks. She launches herself into his arms. He scoops her up like it's muscle memory. Emily watches them, smiling proudly, like this is her family too. And then my daughter, Lily, comes barreling out, eyes wild with excitement. Daddy! Did you see me? I didn't mess up my turn! I crouch down, hug her tight, breathe her in like she's oxygen. You were perfect, kiddo. Absolutely perfect. Emily walks over then, sliding into place beside me like nothing is wrong. Like she didn't just share a moment with another man that made my chest feel hollow. You almost missed it. I say lightly, testing her. Traffic. She replies smoothly. Same excuse as always. The man doesn't look at her as they leave. Not directly. Just a flicker. A glance. Enough to confirm everything I already know but don't want to say out loud. That night, after Lily's asleep and Emily's phone buzzes again on the nightstand, I do something I've never done in 15 years of marriage. I pick it up. And when I unlock it, my entire life detonates in my hands. I don't confront her. Not that night. Not in the car. Not when we get home and Lily chatters through brushing her teeth, reenacting the entire routine like she's auditioning for Broadway. Not when Emily kisses Lily goodnight, and then gives me that soft, practiced smile like everything is fine. I wait. I wait until the house is quiet. Until Lily's door is closed and the dishwasher hums in the background. Emily says she's exhausted and heads to the shower. I listen until the water starts running. Then I pick up her phone. I hate myself for it. I really do. 15 years of marriage and I never once checked her messages. I was that guy. The trusting one. If you have to snoop, it's already over. Guy. Turns out I was just late to the party. Her passcode isn't our anniversary anymore. Of course it's not. I try Lily's birthday. No. Her mom's birthday. No. My birthday. That one actually makes me laugh. Of course not. Then, with a sick little twist in my gut, I try a date from a few months ago. The night she came home after midnight smelling like gym soap and excuses. The phone unlocks. And there it is. No ambiguity. No room for denial. Just a wall of messages that feel like punches to the chest. He's saved as Mark, PDA. Cute. The messages are not about bake sales or fundraising goals. I can't stop thinking about last night. Wear that blue dress again. Please. I hate lying to him, but I don't regret us. I scroll until my thumb goes numb. Months of this. Hotels. Parking lots. Voice notes I don't even have the courage to play. Photos she never sent me. Smiles I haven't seen in years. His name is Mark. And he's married. Because of course he is. I flip over to Instagram like I'm watching a slow-motion car crash I can't look away from. Emily doesn't post much anymore, but Mark's wife does. Public account. Smiling family photos. Anniversary post from 6 months ago. 12 years with my best friend. Couldn't imagine life without you. I sit on the edge of my bed, Emily's shampoo still drifting through the air from the bathroom, and I realize something terrifyingly clear. Emily didn't just cheat. She made me doubt my sanity for months. She brought him into my daughter's world. And she thought she'd never get caught. When she climbs into bed beside me later, I pretend to sleep. She curls into my back like she's done 1,000 times before, like nothing is broken. I stare at the wall until morning. Because I'm done being the fool. And tomorrow, I start making calls. By morning, the shock has burned off and what's left is something colder. Sharper. Anger without the shouting. Clarity without mercy. I don't scream. I don't cry. I make Lily breakfast, pack her lunch, walk her to the bus like it's any other Tuesday. Emily kisses my cheek on her way out, tells me she'll be late because of a planning meeting. I smile and tell her to drive safe. The second Lily's bus disappears, I open my laptop and start digging. Mark's last name takes 10 minutes. His wife's name takes 5 more. LinkedIn confirms it. Married. 2 kids. Works in commercial real estate. The kind of guy who probably thinks his life is boring in the best possible way. I sit there staring at his profile picture, wondering if he has any idea his wife brings another man into their daughter's dance recital like it's no big deal. I draft the email 3 times before I send it. The first is angry. The second is cruel. The third is simple. You don't know me. My name is Jake. Your wife Emily has been having an affair with my wife for 7 months. I have proof. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. I attach screenshots. Dates. Hotel receipts. Enough evidence to nuke a marriage from orbit. Then I hit send. The reply comes faster than I expect. Can we talk? We meet at a park halfway between our houses. Neutral ground. Benches, kids, people living normal lives like nothing is falling apart. Mark looks broken. Not furious. Not dramatic. Just hollow. The kind of man whose internal structure collapsed quietly. I checked her phone last night, he says, voice flat. I thought you were lying. Or confused. I wish I was. He rubs his face with both hands. Our anniversary is next week. 12 years. I already bought the gift. That's when it clicks. My anniversary is in 2 weeks. I say. 15. We sit there, 2 men connected by the same betrayal, and for the first time since the recital, I feel something like control. Mark looks at me carefully. What if we stop letting them write the ending? I don't answer right away. But I already know what he's thinking. And worse? I like it. Mark doesn't say the idea out loud at first. Neither do I. We just sit there on that park bench, watching a couple push a stroller past us, pretending our lives aren't actively imploding. But the thought hangs between us like smoke. You know, Mark finally says, staring straight ahead. Emily told me she hated surprises. I let out a short, humorless laugh. Funny. My wife loves them. Or at least she used to. That's when we say it. Not dramatically. Not like a movie moment. Just 2 exhausted men deciding they're done being polite. What if, Mark says carefully, we don't confront them privately? I turn to him. What if we don't give them time to lie? We both know exactly what we're talking about. Emily thinks I'm clueless. She's already booked a reservation for our anniversary dinner, same upscale restaurant she insists on every year because she likes the lighting and the illusion of perfection. Candlelight, white tablecloths, servers who say your name like you matter. Mark tells me his wife planned the same thing. Different restaurant. Same energy. Public. Performative. The kind of place you don't scream in. Perfect. We meet twice more that week. Once at a diner an hour away where no one knows us. Once in his truck parked behind a hardware store like we're planning a heist instead of emotional warfare. We don't embellish. We don't exaggerate. We just line up facts. Timelines. Messages. Lies they told us verbatim, same phrases, same excuses, recycled like bad apologies. That part almost makes me laugh. The hardest part isn't the planning. It's pretending. I still make coffee for Emily in the morning. Still ask about her day. Still listen while she complains about stress and responsibilities, about how marriage is hard sometimes. I nod. I agree. I play my role. At night, when she scrolls through her phone smiling at someone who isn't me, I remind myself this isn't weakness. It's strategy. Mark texts me updates. His wife asked him what he wanted for their anniversary. He told her. Just time together. I almost choke when I read that. 2 days before our anniversary, Emily confirms our reservation like she always does. 7 o'clock. Don't be late, she says, half joking. I wouldn't miss it, I reply. And I mean it. The night arrives quietly. No dramatic music. No lightning strike. Just routine. Emily dresses up. Red dress. The one I used to love. I notice she doesn't ask what I'm wearing. Doesn't care. I drive us to the restaurant. My hands don't shake. My voice stays steady. It's like my body already accepted the truth and moved on without me. We walk in. The hostess smiles. Leads us to a semi-private section near the back. And that's when everything changes. Because sitting at the table right next to ours is Mark and his wife. Emily freezes. Her face drains of color so fast I almost feel bad. Almost. Oh, I say pleasantly, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. Well, this is a coincidence. Mark stands calm as stone and extends his hand to me. Jake, right? He says. Nice to finally meet you. Emily opens her mouth. Nothing comes out. Emily recovers first. She always does. That's her gift. Years of practice smoothing cracks before anyone notices them. Oh wow, she says with a thin laugh, eyes darting between Mark and his wife. What are the odds? The odds are actually pretty terrible. Mark replies evenly, pulling out his chair and sitting back down like this is exactly where he planned to be. But here we are. His wife, Claire, looks confused. Not suspicious yet. Just caught off guard. The way people look right before their reality caves in. I gesture to the empty chair across from Mark. Mind if we join you? Seems silly to sit separately when we clearly share interests. Emily grabs my arm under the table. Her nails dig in. Hard. Jake, she whispers, panic finally leaking through. Can we talk outside for a second? No. I say, not raising my voice. We've done enough talking in private. Mark nods. Agreed. The waiter appears, cheerful and oblivious. Can I start you all with drinks? Yes. Mark says. Actually, champagne. 2 bottles. Claire blinks. Mark? Anniversary. He says, eyes never leaving Emily. Let's celebrate. The waiter hesitates, senses the tension, but nods and leaves. Emily's breathing is shallow now. I can feel it beside me. What is this? She finally snaps. Some kind of joke? I smile. No. This is honesty. You should try it. Claire looks between us. Okay. She says slowly. Someone needs to explain what's going on. Mark exhales through his nose. You're right. You do. He pulls out his phone. Slides it across the table. Turns the screen toward her. Take your time. He says. There's a lot. Emily lunges for it. Don't. Too late. Claire scrolls. Her face changes in stages. Confusion. Recognition. Horror. Then that awful, hollow stillness people get when their heart is trying not to break in public. She looks up at Emily. Is this real? Emily opens her mouth. Closes it. Looks at me. I don't rescue her. Yes, Claire says quietly, answering for her. It is. The champagne arrives. The timing is almost funny. Mark pours. Raises his glass. To anniversaries, he says. May they be remembered accurately. I clink my glass against his. Emily hasn't touched hers. Claire finally speaks again. How long? 7 months, Mark says. That I know of. She laughs once. Sharp and broken. Our daughter was at the recital with you too. Emily flinches. That's when I lean forward. You brought him into our child's world. I say calmly. You lied to me. You lied to her. You lied to yourself? And tonight? You don't get to rewrite it. Emily's eyes fill with tears. Real ones this time. I never meant to hurt anyone. Mark snorts. You meant to enjoy yourself. The rest was collateral damage. The restaurant hums around us. Silverware clinks. Someone laughs at another table. Life goes on. Ours doesn't. Claire stands abruptly. I can't, I need air. Mark rises with her. I'll walk you out. Emily grabs his sleeve. Mark, please. He pulls away. Don't. They leave. Emily turns to me, shaking. Jake, I swear I was going to tell you. I take a slow sip of champagne. When? I ask. After the next recital? The next lie? She reaches for my hand. I pull it back. We're done, I say. And tonight was the last time you ever get to control the narrative. She breaks then. Full sobs. Makeup ruined. Perfect image shattered. I sit there strangely calm. Because this is just the beginning. Emily cries the way people do when they're losing something they assumed was theirs. Loud enough to be noticed, controlled enough to still look like the victim. She dabs at her eyes with a napkin, tries to breathe through it, and for a second I almost recognize the woman I married, before I remember she's been running 2 lives like it was a hobby. Jake, she whispers, voice cracked. Please. Not here. Not here. I repeat, glancing around at the white tablecloths and the soft lighting she loved so much. You mean not in front of witnesses? She flinches like I slapped her, then quickly pivots. I don't want Lily dragged into this. I lean back in my chair. Then you shouldn't have dragged Lily into it. You shouldn't have dragged our daughter into it. You brought him to a recital. You stood 10 feet from me and acted like it was normal. Her mouth opens then closes. No defense for that one. She tries a different angle. He was there for his kid. And you were there for him. My voice stays level, which seems to rattle her more than yelling would. I saw the look. I felt it. I'd been feeling it for months while you told me I was paranoid. A waiter passes by and slows, sensing the tension like a dog senses thunder. I give him a polite nod so he keeps moving. Emily watches him go, humiliated, and I can practically see her calculating how much of this scene is making her look bad. Because that's the thing about Emily, she doesn't fear hurting people as much as she fears being seen hurting them. My phone buzzes. Mark. She's in the car. Claire's shaking. I'm taking her home. Don't leave yet. I'm coming back in 5. I don't respond. I just stare at the screen for a second, thinking about the surreal logistics of this. 2 betrayed spouses coordinating like air traffic control while the cheaters sit there short-circuiting. Emily notices my phone. Is that him? It's Mark. I say. The man whose wife you've been sleeping with. Her face twists. Stop saying it like that. Like what? Like it's real? She wipes her cheeks. It wasn't supposed to become this. I let out a laugh that surprises even me. It comes out dry and sharp. You're right. It wasn't supposed to become this. It was supposed to stay secret. That's the only part you're upset about. Her eyes flash. That's not fair. Neither is cheating on me for 7 months and letting me think I'm crazy. She grips her glass but doesn't drink. I made a mistake. I stare at her. If you call it a mistake again, I'm going to start listing the steps. Want that? She goes quiet. I lean forward, voice lower now, not for her benefit but because I'm suddenly tired. You had time to stop. Every day. Every message. Every work meeting. Every time you kissed Lily goodnight and then texted him from the bathroom. You had time. Emily's shoulders slump. For the first time, her performance slips into something like raw fear. I don't want to lose you. I nod slowly. That's the tragedy. You lost me months ago. You just didn't notice because you were too busy gaining him. Her eyes dart toward the entrance like she expects Mark to burst back in with a megaphone. The truth is, I half expect that too. Not because Mark is dramatic, he isn't, but because life has been feeling like a badly written soap opera and I'm waiting for the background music to kick in. Instead, it's just Mark. Walking back in calmly, jacket still on, expression set like concrete. He stops at our table and doesn't sit. She's home, he says quietly. With her sister. Emily stiffens. Claire knows? Mark looks at her like she's an insect he's deciding whether to step on. Claire knows you made a fool of her. Claire knows you let her hug you at the recital while you were sleeping with her husband. Emily's face goes white again. Mark turns to me. You ready? I stand. Yeah. Emily panics, reaching for my wrist. Jake, don't leave. Please. We can talk. We can fix this. I pull my arm free gently, almost kindly, which seems to shock her more than anger would. There's nothing to fix. There's only paperwork. Her voice rises. You're throwing away 15 years. I tilt my head. No. You did. I'm just refusing to live in the dumpster you set on fire. Mark snorts, the first hint of humor I've seen from him all night. That's, honestly, poetry. We start walking out. Emily scrambles after us, heels clicking too loud on the floor. People stare now. Not everyone, but enough. A couple at the bar pauses mid-sip. Someone turns in their seat. Emily's cheeks flush with that specific humiliation she hates, the kind she can't spin. Outside, the night air hits my face and I breathe for the first time in hours. Emily follows us onto the sidewalk. Jake, please, what about Lily? That name lands like a punch. Because yes, Lily. My daughter. The only pure thing in this whole mess. I turn back to Emily. Lily will be okay. Emily's eyes plead. How do you know? Because she has me. I say simply. And I won't lie to her. Not anymore. Mark shifts beside me, hands in his pockets, waiting. Emily looks between us like she's suddenly realizing we're not 2 husbands she can manipulate separately. We're a united front now, 2 men who have already survived the worst part, finding out. Don't come home tonight. I tell her. Go to your sister's. A hotel. I don't care. But you're not walking back into that house like nothing happened. Her face contorts. You can't do that. I smile without warmth. Watch me. Mark and I head toward our cars. Emily stands on the curb shaking, calling my name again, but I don't turn back. Halfway to my car, Mark says quietly, "You okay?" I answer honestly, "No." He nods. "Me either." Then he pauses. "Tomorrow morning I'm meeting my lawyer. You should too. And, you might want to screenshot the bank statements. Mine tried to delete everything already." That snaps me into a new kind of alertness. She tried to delete evidence? Mark shrugs. People get real administrative when they get caught. We exchange a look, grim, knowing. Then he adds, almost gently, "You did the right thing, Jake. Public or not." I stare at my hands on the steering wheel once I'm in my car. I don't drive right away. I just sit there, hearing Emily's muffled sobs behind me, hearing the echo of Lily's voice from earlier. "Daddy, did you see me?" "Yes, kiddo. I saw you. And I saw your mother too." When I finally pull out of the parking lot, my phone starts buzzing nonstop. Emily. Then Emily again. Then a text. "Please. I'm sorry. I'll end it. I'll do anything." I don't respond. Because anything would have been not doing it in the first place. And at a red light, another message pops up, this one from an unknown number. "Jake? It's Claire. Mark gave me your number. I'm so sorry. We need to talk about the kids." My throat tightens. Because that's the next nightmare, isn't it? Not the cheating. Not the humiliation. Not the divorce. The kids. I pull into a gas station, park under a harsh fluorescent light, and finally let myself breathe shakily. I call Mark. He answers immediately. "Yeah? Claire texted me." I say. A pause. Then softer. "I figured she would." "What did you tell her about Lily?" "Nothing yet," he says. "I told her we'd talk tomorrow when she's calmer." "But Jake, we can't keep the kids in the dark forever." I stare at the dashboard, feeling the weight of it settle onto my ribs. "I know," I whisper. I don't know how to tell my daughter her mom chose someone else." Mark's voice turns rough. "Me neither." We sit in silence on the line, two grown men reduced to helplessness by the same problem. How do you protect a kid from a truth that already exists? When we hang up, I drive home. The porch light is on. Emily must have left it on earlier. The house looks the same, like it doesn't know it's about to become a crime scene of memories. Inside, everything is normal in the most horrifying way. Lily's glittery dance shoes by the stairs. A half-finished art project on the kitchen table. A family photo on the wall where Emily's smile now feels like a forged signature. I lock the door. Deadbolt. Chain. Then I walk into Lily's room and sit on the edge of her bed while she sleeps, clutching her stuffed bunny with one arm flung dramatically over her head like she's already a teenager. I whisper, "I'm sorry," even though she can't hear me. And in that quiet, I make myself a promise. Emily can cry. Emily can beg. Emily can rewrite history for her friends and say we grew apart. But she doesn't get to rewrite it for Lily. Not on my watch. The next morning is quieter than I expect. No screaming. No dramatic confrontations. Just the sound of Lily humming to herself as she eats cereal, swinging her legs under the table like nothing in the world has shifted off its axis. That's the part that nearly breaks me. Emily doesn't come home. She sends a text instead. "I'm at my sister's. Please don't lock me out of my own life." I don't respond. I take Lily to school, kiss her forehead, tell her I love her, and sit in the car afterward longer than necessary because the weight of what comes next finally settles in. This isn't a bad week. This is a different life. By noon, I'm sitting in a lawyer's office. By 3, Mark texts me that Claire filed too. No reconciliation talks. No. Let's try counseling. Just 2 marriages ending cleanly once the truth finally had oxygen. Emily tries everything over the next few weeks. Apologies explained like essays. Tears used like currency. Promises that arrive far too late to matter. She even says the line I half expected. "I didn't mean for it to happen." I finally tell her the truth she's been avoiding. Intent doesn't undo damage. Telling Lily is the hardest thing I've ever done. We sit on her bed, stuffed animals lined up like emotional support witnesses. I tell her Mommy and Daddy won't live together anymore. That it's not her fault. That we both love her more than anything. She cries. Then asks if she still gets to go to dance class. "Yes," I say, voice breaking. "Always." Life reorganizes itself slowly after that. Weekends become quieter. The house feels bigger. Some nights are lonely in a way that hits without warning, like reaching for someone who isn't there anymore, not because you miss them, but because you miss who you thought they were. Emily moves in with Mark's ex-wife's former life still echoing behind her. Mark and I don't become friends, exactly, but there's an unspoken respect. We check in about the kids. We keep things civil. We do better than what was done to us. Months later, Lily has another recital. Emily sits on one side of the auditorium. I sit on the other. Lily runs to me afterward first. Daddy, did you see me this time? I kneel, hug her tight, and smile for real. Yeah, kiddo, I say. I saw everything. And I realized something then, standing in that same lobby where my world cracked open. The worst thing didn't destroy me. It clarified me. I didn't lose my marriage that night. I lost a lie I'd been living inside. And in the wreckage I found something sturdier, myself, my boundaries, and the certainty that my daughter will grow up watching a man who chose honesty over comfort. Emily and Mark got their ending. But Lily and I got something better. A future built on the truth.